cars have to be ready for the tuner on Monday. So we have 6 days left, and we have 2 days of filming left to have these cars done, and my car is pretty ready. Dude, it feels good.
This thing feels awesome. It's so good.
Yeah. I think I've got this thing pretty squared away.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, mine runs good until it goes into closed loop. Then it goes into limp mode because it's big mad that it doesn't have an automatic transmission. So I got some more wiring to do.
If we're being honest, I mean, it dies every time I put the clutch in, and my battery's not held down, and my seat rail's welded to the floor. So things could be better, I guess, over here.
Yeah, I mean, if we're admitting, my right airbag leaks pretty bad, so I don't want it to be sagging on the dyno.
That'd be a tough look.
That'd be
bad.
So I gotta fix that air leak, and also my ignition right now is still an alligator clip to a fuse box that I have to take off every time I shut the car off.
I've got to unplug my alternator every time I shut it off.
Better get to work.
Can you give me a hand real quick? I have to climb to the car to get my trunk open. And it's heavy because there's no struts on it, so be prepared for that. Oh God, there's tires in the way!
You want to open the hatch? I'll get them out.
Oh no!
Just open the hatch and I'll get them out.
I can't get to the latch!
Well, I'll get the tires out of the way so you can get to the latch if you open the hatch.
I can't get to the latch. That's the issue.
Well, then move the tires.
I can't move the tires. It's a tiny car.
Well, then just open it so I can get them out.
It's so far away.
Got it.
Tire streets, if you're looking...
How did you fix this cable?
I fixed the cable, I didn't put it in. Tire streets, if you're looking to sponsor a guy, I'm in. Or two, or three.
Let me show you how this car starts. I'd have you hop in, but it's aired out right now and I can hardly open the doors. So, here's my current issue. For some reason, when I shut the key off right now, the key doesn't shut off. So like, key's out right now, and the radio's still on, see it? It doesn't shut off. So I hooked the Sniper, all the fuel injection system and spark system, I hooked it all into that ignition circuit. And then the other day, went to shut the car off because it started overheating. It started getting a little too warm, and the car didn't start, or the car didn't shut off. And then I had to go rip the wire out of the fuse box because it was gonna overheat. So I need to pull forward, get up under the dash with a power probe, figure out what's going on with my ignition, why the ignition isn't shutting off with the key. It could be something to do with this radio. It's an aftermarket radio, but I don't know. I'll let you know when I find out what it is. But I'll show you the starting process right now. So you gotta put the key in and then turn the car on. And then you open the glove box over here and pull out the fuse box that I installed. Then you take this alligator clip here that's run up to the ignition source to the Sniper and spark box, and you just go ahead and hook it right onto there, and then that fires up the Holly. Like that.
Simple.
Pretty simple. Not a problem.
John, how goes it over here?
Good. I got these rear interior pieces out of an 89. I'm gonna put those in. It's gonna be pretty nice. And then I got my cable to be able to open my hatch. It's broken, but the piece sticks out, so I'm gonna put like a little hoop on it, be able to pull on that. And I have a new seat rail coming because my seat rail is welded in place because it was just sliding back. But the seat rail doesn't fit at all, so my seat is way too close to the center of the car. So I can't put my center console in, and I can't put my hydro in until my center console's in so I can see where I want to put it. So it's supposed to be in today. So if it says it gets delivered, I'm gonna go pick it up.
What's up? I have to get to my ECU because it's big mad at me. But I do have a speedometer, a working speedometer now. I can start it, so that wiring is done. But what I haven't done yet is tell the ECU that it is now manual. So I'm going to pull the carpet back and we're gonna have a little discussion. And I'm gonna see if it stops going into limp mode. Because it runs really good till it does that. So That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
That's not it.
Should probably mount my battery. I should do that. I've been putting it off. I'm gonna do it right now. Because I got these. Riv nuts. It's gonna hold my body together and the battery hold down. And I got something else for it. I'll show you guys here in a little bit. As soon as I get my battery mounted, because I'm not allowed to touch anything else until I get my battery mounted. It's just flopping all over the place. It's just straight dangerous. And I don't have my fire extinguisher yet, so.
Techno. That's how it started. Power probes.
Someone turned on like a Dell and was like, ooh, ooh.
That's kind of nice.
We pitched that up a little bit.
This button's not very good for it. It's kind of laggy. Here, give me the camera. You're the music man. Yeah, you need to make a beat. Hold on, I gotta. I'm not ready. I don't know how to camera.
Oh man, I almost got it.
Oh, dude.
Man, that actually is difficult.
Yeah, that button's not very ergonomic for that. Let me show you a couple things that you guys haven't seen yet. So since last time you saw this, we have our gauges. And the ashtray still works. You can still put ashes in there.
It's a giant ashtray.
Mm-hmm, it's for stogies. That's your stogie hole.
It's your stogie stash.
your stogie stash. But anyway, gauges work now. I just gotta, this is my key currently. Look at that. So these gauges are all hooked up, they all work good. This one's even hooked up to the air suspension now. So that number there, the top, 124, is our tank pressure. It's how much pressure's in the air tank that supplies the air to all the wheels. And then I have a controller right here, and this controller has a lot of buttons on it, but it has front, rear, everything, and then these four are individual wheels. If you want to just air the front up, and you can watch the gauge there, you can see our air pressure going up. And if we put too much air in it, the compressors will kick on. Once this number drops to somewhere around 85, the compressor should kick on. Put some air in the back. Compressor's kicked on. So with our current configuration, right around 40 PSI is what we're gonna run the rear bags at. Right around 100 PSI is what we're gonna run the front bags at. The front bags, not only are they smaller to fit in the control arms that are up there, but they have way more weight to support with the engine being up there. That engine's 700 pounds, so the back, there's not a lot to support. So it has to run a higher pressure to keep it ride height. Right around 100. It's pretty cool. And then we can air the whole thing out. And now the compressor has a switch on it. It has a low to high pressure switch. That switch kicks on at 85 PSI and then should stop the compressors from running right around 125 to 130 PSI. It's usually stopping right around 127, so we'll see. There it went, 127, it stopped. The compressor's full, tanks are full. And the system actually works pretty good. It's cool how that works.
Whoa. Dude, don't do that to me. Brother.
I was just waiting until you noticed.
Hey, while you're here, would you do me a big favor? Can you give me a rib nut?
Sure, where are they?
On my roof.
There you go.
Thank you.
See if it just works right.
How's it going?
Dude, really good. This is the last one I have to put in. My battery is gonna be fully mounted and track ready because that's like, no matter what track you go to, that's what they're gonna check is if your battery's mounted. So. Drag event, drift event, autocross, whatever I want to do, I'll be good with this battery setup. So I've had cars in the past where they're like, no, you got to do something about that. And I'll like tie it down a bunch and they're like, fine. But it's never good to be called out in tech.
This is 100% full. Check this out.
Yeah.
Figured it out. Well, he's the alternator.
Oh.
I unplugged the generator light. Somehow the generator light was backfeeding and running the whole system off the generator light.
The generator light.
Yeah, the light up here that says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the alternator's still charging. I still have the charge wire on it.
It was somehow routing through that light.
Yeah, it would, when you would shut it off, it was turning the gen light on the dash because like when I was shutting it off, the gen light was the only thing that was staying on. So I unplugged the 2-pin connector on the 1-wire GM alternator and it quit.
That's weird.
It is weird. I just don't know how well it's charging. I'm gonna make sure it's gonna charge okay without that hook up.
All right, I figured it out. So this is a pinout of the ECU, right? And this is an automatic ECU. The only difference, so that I've read online, between the automatics and the manual is that the manual, if you look right here, MT, it's supposed to be a black with a blue wire. So if you follow this all the way to where it goes, I'll bore you the details, but it goes to ground. So I went looking, I found the connector B134, pin number 34, and if you look here, it's this guy on the end. There's nobody home. It's missing because this is an automatic. So why would it be there anyway? It's not. So that makes sense. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna go to the parts car. To the parts car! And we're gonna steal a connector and a pin, and then we're gonna pin it, and then we're gonna tell the ECU that it's now manual. Maybe it'll stop going into limp mode. I don't know. I have to drive it to tow. That's what we're doing now. Follow me. You know what this is? This is 1979 Mazda RX-7 fuel tank, which is why in our tail video I was filling up a fuel cell, because that's no big. I have to get all of this stuff moved. Dude.
Hi, I'm tidying up some wiring. It's looking so much better already. Yeah, so this wiring used to just lay over everything, and now it's a lot better. So I put this ground back on, and I've got to hook up a couple wires to my fuel pump, because the fuel pump wiring wasn't long enough, so it just like ran diagonally through my trunk, and I hate it. So now, these are my 2 fuel pump wires. I gotta make new ones. I'm gonna run them across this harness and boop, 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 down to the fuel pump.
Dude, I think I already fixed it. Is it off? Is it on now?
No.
Wait. Is it on now?
Yes.
Sometimes it takes a second.
Just something to lay my seat on so it doesn't get so dirty. You don't realize how important a good sturdy seat rail is until you don't have one. Yeah, I took Devin on a drive right when I got it done, and I still wasn't used to it yet. You know, when you first get a car built, you're thinking, you know, looking for sounds, you know, trying to get used to it. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna hit it. And I hit it in fourth, and my seat went from, you know, where I have it to the all the way back position. It was horrifying. It was awful. So how this is gonna go is this side. Now I'll take these. These will bolt right there. Get with nuts for it, adjustable. Well, that one's going on the inside now because it's scratched. And then, see, I got little bolt holes on the side of my seat. These should, yep, do that, bolt right to the side of my seat. This thing's gross.
Yeah.
I made this in like 5 minutes. It was like the night before an event. I bought these seats and I wanted the seats in there so bad. So I just had some bolts and some flat stock and just made that. I mean, I honestly hate to say I made this, but oops, I did make this.
I found a box full of bolts at my dad's house. And I definitely will return them.
What do you need, buddy?
I think if you and Buddha could support each side of this bumper, we're gonna get her back up on there.
Do it. Okay, I got the bottom.
Go ahead and let go.
Yep.
All right.
You ready for this? Pretty cool.
We are trying to find out what we have to do to make the car think it's in neutral. I had some wires hooked up before, but those were park. So we're thinking it didn't like being in park and seeing a signal from the speed sensor, since I did get the speed sensor wiring hooked up, and that may be what's causing it to go into limp mode. Also, I'm blowing my cruise control and backup light fuse. So we'll have to get that sorted.
All right, so we got our seat rail in. Pretty happy with it. It's fitting really nice. It goes forwards and backwards, so now everybody can drive it. But my next biggest thing I want to do is get a center console on this thing. Which, if you can see, the shifter placement, you'll have this with a lot of swaps, is not in the right spot. If I try to put the center console in, it hits. Then if I try to put this piece in, it hits. And if I was to cut this piece to fit the shifter, I wouldn't be able to put a shift boot in it, and I really want a shift boot. So I found this U-bolt, and so my plan is to make a shifter like this out of this U-bolt. So I think I'm gonna start by cutting the shifter off here, getting this welded in place how I want it, heating it with a torch, bending it up, and then what I'll probably do is cut this little top off.
Sorry.
You want me to push it back?
No, you're good. We're getting to this electrical connectors.
And so probably what I'll do is heat this up with a torch, flip it up, and then cut the top of this off, weld it to this, and then shifter in the right spot, hopefully. Dog, I had the grinder and everything. I'm checking my pulse. Yep. You got me. Jeez. That was not enjoyable. 0 out of 10.
Did it look creepy?
That was terrifying. Devin.
Hi. Bumper is on. Bolts are in. They're not tight yet. I have to get a couple hands to tighten it up because it's very adjustable. I need eyes to see where it's at and hands to hold the bolts. So, in a minute. But I was just gonna hook my lights up real quick. The turn signal's down in here, and then we'll get it bolted up and then air it out and see what it looks like aired out with the bumper on it. That'll be exciting.